let's talk about fairway drivers. So, I'm assuming most of you guys have seen the past 2 weeks I've posted a video talking about my building the bag for my putters and then for my mid-ranges, and those videos have been doing pretty well, so I think we're going to move on next to the wow, we already did that. We're going to jump now into the fairway drivers, and you can see, not a big fairway guy. A lot of people really enjoy fairways, and I just happen not to be one of those people. I don't really know why. I just don't, never really fell in love with a fairway. I kind of can do a lot of stuff fairway drivers do, either disking down to a mid-range or just disking up to a driver. So without further ado, let's jump in to the fairways. So I guess the first thing I imagine the shot a fairway driver does is that nice super straight one that I need to kind of control in a wooded area. And at first, that was this disc, the Millennium Discs JLS, and I think Quantum, but I'm not for sure. So it's the equivalent to a Star Plastic. And this disc was that super straight, just kind of maybe put a little hyzer on it, it'll flip up and it'll just ride straight for me. And it was such an awesome disc for that. However, this kind of happened to it. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of got a gash out of it, so it made it really understable. So I really could kind of crank on this thing, or not even crank on it. I could just basically throw it how it was, but it would really kind of flip over and be my turnover disc. So for a while, it was there. I couldn't really get to go very straight anymore because it would kind of turn a little bit too much. So that was the one thing that I was thinking about with my fairway driver, was that I needed it to go super straight. So my JLS did that, and then eventually turned into a kind of a turnover disc. So I still enjoyed the JLS for a very long time, but now we're going to go to the opposite side of the spectrum, and we're going to talk about the T-Bird 3. I got this the Nice and Naughty Christmas stamp on it, and the reason I have a T-Bird 3 in my bag is for a straight shot, but kind of having a fade at the end. So this one I want for shots that are like 300 to 325, and the reason I have this is kind of to ensure that I don't go too long. And with the T-Bird 3, I'm not going to flip it and turn it over too much. It's going to have a nice straight flight with a consistent fade at the end, which kind of gives me a lot of reliability, and it's just super awesome. And really, I can't even flip it too much, because when I'm thinking about a 300, 325 foot shot, I'm not giving it that much power. So when I'm not throwing it power and I give it hyzer, it's not going to flip. So it does very nice for that. I can throw it really flat and get it to go very straight and have that consistent fade, which I want in this with my T-Bird 3. Next, we're going on to my last two discs. They're in the same mold, and that is FDs. So I have this C-Line FD signed by Simon Lizotte, and the disc that I do this for is it took over that spot that the JLS had. It was that nice straight shot. I can throw this thing flat, not a lot of power, and it's going to go straight. I give this thing a little bit hyzer, let it flip up, it'll go super straight for me, and it's very reliable for that straight shot. Now if I give it a little bit too much power, I can get it to flip up, go straight, and then have that turn to the right, which in the certain situations I need, and that's why it took out my spot for the JLS, was because I didn't need that turning drive anymore, and I already said that I'm taking it over for that straight shot, so I don't need the JLS anymore, so we're kicking you out. So this C-Line FD, you can see, is going to be that straight. Maybe if I power up a little bit, I can get that turn to the right, I can flip it up, get it to go straight. Now, with my other one, this is in luster plastic, so it's a little bit more overstable. So the reason I have this disc is I can get this disc to go straight, a little bit of fade, or I can flip it up, get it to go flat, and know that it's not going to turn and burn to the right. It's basically just going to go super duper straight for me. But yeah, I use this one for either if there's a little bit more wind, or if I really kind of need a disc to go straight and I want to hyzer flip it and make sure it goes straight without any turn. So really when I want to power up a little bit more, I go with the luster, just so I know I'm not getting the turn I would out of my just regular C-Line. And the reason I kept that T-Bird 3 in there is because this thing will flip if I try to just crush it a little bit. The T-Bird 3 kind of just stays more true to that fade in the end. So yeah, guys, I'm really only backing 3 fairway drivers, which is seen as, I feel like, a little bit crazier. However, a lot of people, when they're talking about fairway drivers, consider speed 9 discs, but it specifically says on those discs distance drivers, and yeah, so they're wrong, I'm right. I'm just going to leave it at that. But if you guys want to see the next driver video, make sure to drop a like so I know you guys really want to see it. Also, if this video breaks 20 likes, I will talk about every disc in my collection, all my throwers, and I'll talk about why they used to be in my bag, what I used to throw them for, and it'll just be a long video talking about all the discs I have. So 20 likes, if we break that, I will make that video as soon as it breaks 20 likes. But that's all I got today, guys. So make sure if you want this, if you like this video and you want the next video, drop a like, hit that bell so we get notifications on all the new videos, and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new content. But that's all I got today, guys. Make sure you keep throwing.